Hello everyone, my name is Theen, and today I want to share a story of, of the importance of little brown women, the importance of representation for little brown women. Imagine a young girl standing in front of her mirror, adorned in vibrant traditional clothing from her Indian heritage. Yet despite the richness of her cultural background, she feels a sense of shame. Why? Because the world around her, especially the media and online content she consumed, lacked representation of little brown women like herself. I am from Malaysia, a diverse country with a rich tapestry of cultures, languages, and traditions. It is separated into two main regions: the western part, commonly referred to as Peninsular or mainland Malaysia, and the eastern part, East Malaysia. The population consists of three main ethnic groups: Malay, Chinese, and Indian, with indigenous people forming a smaller but significant portion. My heritage, with my mother being Kanagasaba from the east, and my father being Tamil Indian from the west, reflects the beautiful diversity of Malaysia. When I was 6, I lived in Sabah, in the east. Growing up, I had the privilege of attending international schools, where diversity was celebrated, fostering an environment where we embraced the differences of our cultural backgrounds. It allowed me to learn more about the different customs and perspectives from all around the world. Additionally, being immersed into the environment in the East Malaysia, it allowed me to connect more deeply with my Kanagasaba roots. Spending time with my grandparents and my aunts and uncles and playing with my cousins, I absorbed the values and traditions passed down through generations. However, despite being surrounded by various different cultures, I struggled with embracing another part of myself, my own Indian heritage. I vividly recall culture days where everyone would come to school dressed in their traditional attire from their own countries. However, I did not, because I felt ashamed of my Indian culture. As I grew older, I began to question why I had been so quick to diss my Indian background. I realized that by denying my roots, I was denying a part of myself, a part that was rich in history and tradition. As I looked closer into my habits and routines as a child, I realized the media that I consumed at such a young age played a significant role in shaping my perception of beauty, fashion, and lifestyle. From hairstyling videos to family lifestyle blogs, the content I consumed predominantly featured Western culture. The faces on screen rarely resembled mine, and the cultural references were far removed from my own experiences. Without even knowing it, I had internalized the notion that to be accepted and valued, I needed to conform to Western standards of beauty and behavior. The pressure to conform, As a Southeast Asian girl living in a Western society through the media, I found myself unknowingly assimilating to a culture that was not my own. I was conditioned to view my heritage as something to be overshadowed, something to be overlooked in the background while I attempted to fit into a mold that was not meant for me. The pressure to conform to Western ideals is evident even within our own culture, as exemplified in the Bollywood industry. Historically, Bollywood has tended to feature actors and actresses with fairer skin tones in leading roles, while those with darker skin tones have been relegated to supporting roles. In this environment, I couldn't help but feel different and ashamed. Another aspect of my culture that I struggled with was wearing a pattu, also known as a bindi. I am Hindu, and in Hindu tradition, the bindi holds significant cultural and religious significance. It is not only a decorative accessory, but a symbol of auspiciousness and spirituality. However, I refused to wear it at times because it made me stand out even more among my peers who are not so familiar with its significance. I can still remember the discomfort I felt when people would ask me what that thing on my forehead was. I would just say it was nothing, later taking it off. Instead of embracing my Indian heritage, I chose to distance myself from it. In 2016, my family and I moved to mainland Malaysia in the West, a pivotal moment that reshaped my understanding of my Indian background. It was here in Johor where I found myself surrounded by a larger community of people who celebrated and embraced our shared cultural identity. As I navigated this new chapter in my life, the rise of social media platforms such as TikTok provided me with a platform to explore and to learn more about my Indian background. What struck me the most was the emergence of South Asian women creating content that resonated with our shared experiences. From Get Ready With Me Brown Girl Edition to other various videos showcasing our cultural practices and traditions, I felt a sense of belonging and empowerment. Witnessing this surge of South Asian representation on TikTok was transformative. It made me realize that I was not alone on my journey of self-discovery and cultural exploration. Seeing these women proudly embrace their Indian heritage gave me the confidence to want to do the same. The truth is, although we've made strides in amplifying South Asian representation, it is still not enough. The underrepresentation of South Asian women in the media perpetuates harmful stereotypes and creates a narrative of exclusion. It sends a message to young girls like me that our stories are not worthy of being told, that our voices are not deserving of being heard. Moreover, the lack of diverse representation perpetuates a cycle of ignorance and erasure, denying the world the opportunity to appreciate the myriad contributions of South Asian women to art, culture, science, and beyond. So, where do we go from here? How do we pave the way for a more inclusive narrative? The answer lies in amplifying the voices of South Asian women both in front of and behind the camera. We must demand diversity in storytelling, ensuring that our narratives are not confined to stereotypes or sidelined in favor of more palatable narratives. As we navigate a world where racism and discrimination still exist, it is crucial that we stand tall in our identities. Challenging social norms that seek to diminish our worth based on the color of our skin or the culture we belong to. Furthermore, we must empower young girls to embrace their heritage with pride, to celebrate their uniqueness, and to realize the inherent value of their stories. Fostering a culture of inclusivity and representation, we can create a world where every brown girl can look in their mirror and feel proud of their cultural background. Thank you.